Greetings, panel. We're Team Imagine Winning from Malaysia, and we're here to pitch our recommendations to you for Zoom. Firstly, what are Zoom's challenges? Number one, increased competition, and two, are slowing growth rates. The key question to answer here is, should Zoom focus on customer acquisition, and how can it accelerate international expansion? Our strategy here is threefold: product specialization, market analysis, and focusing on customer retention. Our KPI will be achieving a CAGR of 5 to 10% and average year-on-year revenue growth of 25% annually. Moving on to Krishaant for the data.
With our issue diagnostic here, we look at four main areas: a lack of ecosystem. Unlike our competitors with Google with its Workplace or Microsoft with the Office Suite, we lack the front-end UI. With product security, on the other hand, with it being our main sell, we cannot afford to make mistakes like we have in the past. And with customer retention, we understand that in the short run, we have higher churn rates, and in the long run, we have lower churn rates. That means that our focus on short-term customers is a bit misleaded. Lastly, with competition, we need to understand that we no longer enjoy a monopoly as markets mature. Simply, our customer acquisition cost increases, and it is difficult to compete simply by trying to brute force your way. So what can we do about it? Our solution is twofold: change and improve. With change, what we need to do is specialize. To improve our ecosystem, we need to integrate better with front-end users. Unlike our competitors, we can't enter every set of feature. Instead, we can focus within niche areas to create a better ecosystem, such as telehealth. Our approach to competition, on the other hand, is also again specialized. We will raise barrier to entry by vertically integrating as opposed to natural growth. Since we know we face high customer acquisition costs, strategic mergers will allow us to increase market share while acquiring proprietary services to enter those niche markets. Lastly, we need to improve, and with that, customer-based segmentation. We can understand our large long-term customers. We adjust to their needs. And with A/B testing, we can also keep up with our short-term customers as they're not left behind. Lastly, we need to improve our freemium model, which lagged behind our competitors. Pass it on to Cheng.
All right, let's take a look at some of our recommendations for future strategy trusts for Zoom. Firstly, we have the shorter term product diversification and specialization into online proctoring features, as well as telehealth expansion in the APAC and EMEA regions. And with the existing robust translation services, this will help Zoom bolster its entry into international markets. Secondly, we also have the medium term development into contact center as a service, which is a major differentiating factor from key competitions such as Microsoft and Google, and this will allow Zoom to focus on newer and bigger customers internationally. Lastly, we have the long-term R&D into live speech-to-speech translation, which supports Zoom's entry into the EMEA and APAC region as well. And this is a more robust, reliable, and new technology, which will add greater value to all of Zoom's products and result in overall international growth. Moving on to Thamini.
How do our recommendations then fit in with Zoom's existing portfolio? 1. Telehealth expansion. Zoom's government relation department should perform outreach in Asian and African markets to form more partnerships similar to existing ones with healthcare providers in the US. Most risks can be mitigated by having long-term contracts. 2. Contact center as a service. Zoom's recent acquisitions of Five9, eBay, and Liminal provided with the expertise to provide this as a secure and robust offering. Better integrations with competing ecosystems can also ensure survival. Lastly, live speech-to-speech translation. Again, making use of technology from the recent acquisition of Kites and the open source speech matrix dataset. By placing this at the end of the 10 years, we ensure efficient time for development, and maximizing open source provisions can help to reduce costs. On to Lim for the financial projection.
All right, moving on to financial projections. After taking pre- and post-pandemic revenue into account by using the exponential smoothing forecast model with confidence interval of 95%, we are able to obtain the normal forecast of revenue, profit, and profit margin for Zoom. We are able to forecast that the average profit margin of Zoom per annum is 77%. By referring to past data, we have identified that whenever there is an introduction of new key feature, such as the upcoming online proctoring system, we can expect at least a 27% growth in revenue per annum and growth in profit margin by 21%. As you can see, it is indeed an understatement, as it is very likely to hit the upper boundary for all these financial projections with such new innovations. In conclusion, we suggest focus on customer retention in the short run with acquisition of a medium to long-term goal. The new features will help Zoom penetrate international markets by offering new value. Please feel free to refer to the appendix for our data and charts. Thank you.